Okay, good day everyone. I believe we are live right now. Okay, so let's start today's session. Today we will cover the continuation of the session we discussed on Monday, which was finding a good job and the client. And now, a very interesting part, we will start writing proposals to the jobs that we found. So the first step, if you remember, was to go through this checklist whenever you are searching for a job. And I want to talk about it again because connects on Upwork are actually very precious for you when you are a newcomer. You don't want to waste your connects for every single job you see. That's why it's even more important to find a good job than writing a proposal or applying. You should make sure that the job matches you, that the client is good, and you can you should be confident that the job is what you want to do if you get accepted. Okay, so today we will cover job proposals. It's session 4. I have made a small checklist for this session again. The first thing you want to start your proposal with is introduction. Here is an example of how job proposals look like. It's for when you find a job that you want to apply to, you should write a proposal, and it will consist of 3 parts mainly. The first part, introduction. In introduction, you want to tell them that you read the job posting and that you can solve that problem or that you can do that job. For example, let's just look for a job, and we will cover how to write a proposal for that job. Let me actually go to my jobs. Okay, actually, let me go to my old proposals. Recently, I have not written any proposals. Archived ones. Okay, so the last 2 proposals I got hired. Let me look for this one. So, if you look at the job posting, first thing you want to do is to make sure that you read the job posting very well. So they are asking, in this job, they're asking for a startup, like they're looking for a developer for a startup, and it uses SAS and also React and JavaScript, these 3 skills. Okay, and now let's look at my proposal. Okay, so it is very simple. First of all, the first part, introduction, is about me. I have about my experience that I can build this. I want to make the client trust me. And then I talk about what projects I have done, what similar projects I have done. Let's go back to our checklist. First one, you want to convince them. Actually, it's not convince them here that you can solve the problem or the task, and tell them about you read their job posting. It was very small one. I actually told him that I read his job posting in the middle part where I talked about startups. The job posting was about startup, and I talked about the startups in the middle part. Also here in the middle part of your proposal, you want to show how you can solve it or show your experience in that field. It's further explaining why you are the best candidate, why you can do that job. I talked about it, I have worked with startup before. Here is one of the startups. Here is a project I have built for that project, and I also I'm talking. It's something extra I'm offering, telling that I can build the project, plus I have done some user research and even translations for that project, and I was and I'm talking how I am very interested in getting to know his project. Actually, this part could have been in the end, in another proposal, because this part of the proposal looks like this is a call to action. I'm very interested. Let's talk. Like, I'm very interested. Tell me more. It gives such kind of vibe, and then very small ending. Let's have a quick video call to action. So it's very simple, like very easy to read. Ending ask. You can actually end the proposal in two ways. First of all, what I like also, if there are more details, if client also shares like I'm using React, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I have this problem, you can ask more questions about their project. You can say like, why are you if you are a Vue developer, like, and if this is a startup that's starting a new project, for this one it was an existing project, you can say you can use React because it has such and such things, or why are you using React instead of Vue, or something like that. Making sure that your question makes sense. It shouldn't be like, what technologies are you using, when the client is showing like he is using React, Sass, and JavaScript. It should be like, if you read the proposal, if you read the job posting in a detail, like attentively read them, you will have some questions. Or if you don't have any questions, you can use something like CTA, call to action. For example, the way I ended it is actually a call to action. Let's have a video call. I'm very interested. And here I have, here's another example for a call to action. You can say, I have a couple more ideas I could share with. As well, like, when is the best time for us to connect this week? It's also urging the client, let's connect this week. I have done it before in my old proposals, like I have asked them, I'm free on Wednesday or Friday, which day is proper for you. It feels like it makes the client to choose a date. By that, like, I don't want to just end it, okay, see ya, or okay, talk to me. But if you make them choose a date or something, it feels more, I don't know, it may be more effective. I think it may be more effective. At least set a date, some date this week. Okay. And there are many mistakes that people do when they write proposals. First, they write very, very big paragraphs, as we covered in our first session about when we talked about profiles. If you see a big paragraph of text, you, like the client and you also, would find it boring, and they will just skim through and do not read most details. That's why try to make your proposals very, very small and precise. That's one mistake people do. And the second problem is most people have this template, and they just share the same template for every job. For example, it may read like, hi, I am a web developer, I have done these tasks, I would like to contribute to your project. It's very general. Like, it talks about general things that matches for every job posting. That's why I wouldn't recommend it. It's good to have a template, like at least you should know your starting, like intro, you can have a template, ending, you can have a template, but in the middle part, focus on the problem that's posted on the job posting. And even to avoid, like some people just submit proposals without reading the job postings. That's why most of the clients actually put some secret keywords. They ask you to include a word in the beginning of your proposal, so that to make sure that you have read it. Okay, that's another thing. Another thing that people do, another mistake, is they talk about themselves too much instead of talking about the job. For example, many people talk about their experience, their projects, they boast about themselves. Maybe they want to convince the client. Yeah, you want to convince the client to trust you as an expert, but do not only talk about yourself. You should focus on, instead, you talk about your experience, right? You talk about the projects, similar projects, that's good, but also talk about the problem that the client has, the job that the client has. It makes sure that you are paying attention. Okay, and also try to make your proposal less than 100 words. It's better. As I said, like big paragraphs, people are lazy. Like most people will not even read big paragraphs in in detail. So make them shorter if possible. And do not start, like there is one more mistake when it comes to talking about yourself. Many people start their projects like, hi, my name is I, and they include their name. And actually you don't have to include your name, because when you submit a proposal, it will appear, how can I show it? I think I cannot demonstrate it here because it's not my client profile. So when you submit a proposal, it actually shows your name that you included in your profile right here. Let me open it in a new tab. It actually shows the client, your title, your image. Okay, let it load. Your image and this title and your name. Because you don't have to be repetitive and talk about your name again. Or you can even skip the part where you say, I'm a React.js Next front-end developer. Because it's better to talk about the client's problem. I may be repeating it again, but yeah, it works. Here are some more examples that I found on the internet actually, and I have referenced that article I used for this video. And here is my other video about video proposals and finding the right job. Here I explain how to find the job, plus the topic that we covered in the last session, plus writing a proposal real time. Here I have written one of the proposals like in real time. Okay, now if you look at the samples here, they start like, hi there, I just read your job posting. If just focus on the first one, hi there, you can just make it better by looking up the client's name from his old history of jobs. If you have paid attention, right here in my proposal slide, I say, hello Miles. I didn't know the client name, but I looked at his past history. This is actually what I have shown in the last session. Let me just remind you. Okay, for example, if the client has, you can see that client has a history, he has spent some money on the platform. If that's so, he will have a job history here, and you can come here and search for the feedback given by freelancers. And here, do we have anything? My first client, very well behaved. Here you may find the client's name. Good client. You will have to look at the section anyway, because you want to know how the client gives the feedback and so on. But for this one, yeah, maybe it's Mahtab. Yeah, working with Mahtab. So his name, you see, it's consistent. His name is Mahtab. Instead of saying hi there, you can say hello Mahtab. It feels like more personal approach, rather than it makes the client know that you are not just copy pasting any template you have. That's the first step. You can say if you find it. If you don't, then yeah, hi there. I just read your job posting. It sounds like you need an expert in cold emails to advise you on everything from the content to the overall strategy. Here, the approach that a freelancer is taking is like paraphrasing the job posting and making sure making the client know that he has read the proposal, he has read the job posting. It's not just a custom template he's using. Then, I have a background in email marketing and have been doing this for 3 years. Cold emailing in B2B is what I specialize in. Here is a middle part, and like we have 2 paragraphs in the middle part. The first paragraph talks about the job and how the client as a freelancer can help. It's the place you put your experience mostly, and you also justify it. What I do is, like, if the job posting is about React, I put my React projects. I tell them, these are the React projects I have done before, and the links, they can go through the links, see my job, and trust me, like, I can do that. And next paragraph, it says, I can work with you to write the content and subject lines, recommend the best technologies for you to use, and more. Let me know if my profile looks interesting, and you can set up a time to talk. This is actually a very good approach. He is asking the client to check his profile, his Upwork profile. And this approach, I have also used it. Like, we can look at my other proposals. What I usually do is, like, there is an option to upload a picture to your proposal. When I was new to Upwork, I had 1 job done, but even if you get your first job, it may be difficult to get the second, third jobs. That's why from my first job, I had a very good review. I took its picture, and for when I was applying to my second, third jobs, I always posted that picture in my proposals. I was like, I have done this job, very similar task for a client on Upwork. You can check my profile. Here is a screenshot of the review, and it worked. It really worked because I got my third and fourth, and I have like 10 plus or 15 jobs already on the platform. So that's one strategy, you can say. And urging them to check your profile is very good, because if you have that video CV that I talked about a lot in the last sessions, like in the first and second session, it would be very interesting for them to get to know you, and they will definitely remember you. At least you will get a higher chance to be accepted to the interview. Okay, and the last paragraph, it says, like, last sentence, let me know if my profile looks interesting, urging him to go check the profile, and we can set up a time to talk. It's call to action. And best regards, and your name. And here is another proposal that I found on the internet that won the job, and like the article is here. You can also check that article. It is also about proposals. So it starts with, hi, just read your posting. Again, like, I just read your posting. What I usually did on this part was, hi, the job you posted, the person, expert you are looking for is actually me. I have read your job posting. Your job posting matches my skills 100%. I would start like that, telling that I have read the job posting and I'm a good match. Sounds like you need an email expert to advise you on few things from funnel setup and strategy. Okay, this is again like paraphrasing the job posting. And then the experience part. I have a background in funnels and email copywriting and have been doing this for 3 years, including for some other subscription membership businesses. Okay, this is trying to convince the client again that they can do the job, they have some experience. Next, I can work with you to come up with great strategy. If you can see, like, these parts are actually very similar. That's why you can have a template, but you can only have the structure of how your proposal would look. Firstly, you greet and say you have read and talk about that job posting. Then you talk about your experience and how it relates to the job posting, and follow up with how you would work. And at the ending, if any of the above sounds interesting, let me know when you would be available to talk this week. Again, this week we have the deadline, like urging the client to take action. And that's how you end it. Okay, do we have any questions at this stage? Because before we move to the next stage, let's answer them. How many proposals should we send a day? Very interesting question. I like it. Okay. If you are inexperienced, you may send like tens of proposals. When I joined on Upwork, second time, I spent all my connects in 2 days sending job proposals, and then my account got blocked, the jobs got inactivated. So if you are experienced, if you know how to search for a job, you may even not send up any proposals a day. Only send a proposal when you find the job. As the job matches your skills, the client is good, the work history and everything matches, then you send a proposal. So again, if you want to send a proposal, first of all, go through this checklist. You check every job, if it matches this, and if it passes all, then you send a proposal. And most of the time, you may have just 1 or 2 jobs per day, or even none. That's worth spending your connects. Uzbek tilida o'tsangiz. Okay, people keep asking me actually to post this sessions in Uzbek, but this has been a very burning topic. Since the day I created my channel, it's in English, and I chose to teach and post in English because you will at least need to know English to start getting a job on Upwork. That's why I think it's better in English. And the people who can work on Upwork will know English, and they will not find it problematic, I think, if we continue in English. Okay, that was all for the questions, and you can keep posting, asking your questions there. I will go to my old proposals and show you how I wrote them. If you want a real-time proposal, of me writing a proposal, then you can check my other video. I will also leave its link under this video, and also it's here in our tutorial document. You can check that one. Okay, proposals. And let's go to my job winning proposals. And one thing to note, even if you found the job, even if your proposal looks fine, you may still not get the job. And that's okay. That's okay. It's just a numbers game. Be persistent, keep sending, and yeah, as you can see, there are so many jobs I sent proposals to. If you see, I sent 5, 6 in one day, which I believe was not a good approach actually, but yeah, I also do not follow my rules sometimes. Okay, archived, we have so many job postings, as you can see, but now you can see one day, 1 proposal, 2 proposals in one day, and 2, it's 1 or 2 most of the time. Declined by client, lots of proposals. So we have one here that I got hired. And do we have any other ones? As you can see. Okay, let it load. Both of them are loading. Okay, the next job. This is actually a very, very long-term proposal. I have still been working on that company, and it was posted January 29, 2022. It's more than 1.5 years already. Yeah, it has been a long time, yes. Okay, so my cover letter, it was actually a long one. Good time of the day. I am introducing myself and experience, and then I'm talking about that day. I'm bragging about maybe I could have just removed this part. And I have a long list of projects, but here I'm showing like the client was asking for Next.js Material UI, I believe. And I'm showing them the projects that I have done using those skills. And I'm talking about my English. I like to do it before because most of the freelancers are not fluent in English. And some job postings have this requirement, you must be fluent in English. That's why I guess I posted it. Okay, and the call to action part. I believe the part that got me this job was this part, showing that I can do projects using the skills they have asked for. That's why it's very important to build your portfolio. Okay, let's look for other proposals. Okay, here we come. We have one here and okay, let it load again. Here's another one. Okay, they were looking for, isn't it the one I showed right now? Oh, here is another one. They were looking for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, web development, React, yeah, GitHub and Figma, and a big in detail job posting. Here I say, dear Austin. Most of them addressed him as Austin in the feedback session, so I'm just copy pasting that name. I have looked through the attached images and job description. I'm showing like I have read this. This is like a 100 match for me. This is the part I'm talking about. I was like, this is a match for me. And I'm telling, I'm good at using GitHub, which he asked. And I have huge experience turning. Oh, I did a spelling here. Do not do it. Check with Grammarly. It's not sponsored by Grammarly, by the way. So turning Figma designs into websites. That's what he asks. I'm just giving it. And I'm fluent in English. Again, me going to brag about my English. Maybe they asked it. I do understand this is an important requirement because I'm telling like important requirement. Maybe it was in the job description. Let's look at. Yeah, I said some of them ask for it. Okay, write some front-end code, GitHub, forum. Oh, you should start your proposal with dear Austin. I was thinking like, I never called people dear, those strangers, but it asked to call it with dear Austin, so I started with dear Austin. That's one of the keywords I was talking about. Okay, and there are like, as you can see, lots of screenshots. It says I'm attaching screenshots as example for reference. Okay, here I brag about my IELTS again. And telling like I also had difficulties communicating with clients who didn't know English well. Okay, we can organize a Zoom call to action right here. I don't know why it's in the middle. I cannot just set it in the end. Not sure what I was thinking at that time. And here I'm explaining. And this time I have examples Figma to website. I'm not including my React jobs or something else. I'm just saying this is a Figma, this is a website, this is a Figma, and this is a website. Figma, website. You can compare. That's how you should do it. I believe this part got me the job again. Like I'm explaining the same job you posted, I have done it here. Describe your experience with similar projects, and I'm telling him my website. If I write it again, rewrite it again, I would say explain why this matches my skills. But for this part, I already passed it. I have done like 3 examples of similar jobs. And yeah, and then the interview stage. We will talk about the interview and all of them after in the upcoming sessions, and we have this roadmap. So next week we will talk about scams and communication rating. At this stage we will talk about interview part and like how you should communicate with the client throughout the project. Okay, I guess that's all, or should I go on and show one more? As you can see, before I had one successful application in once at least, like in one page. 1 in a 10 at least. Okay, because that times, if you have seen recently, the most recent ones, I have some lots of project proposals in one day that was not effective at all. That's why make sure that you look for the job, look for the client, and it increases your chances of getting hired. Okay, here we have another one, and their skills, React developer, Next.js, and so on. I talk about my experience because I haven't found the client's name. I just say hello, and I talk about Next.js because they asked for Next.js and web development. The projects, again, my power, I'm showing these are the projects I have done, I can do yours, they are the same. And my website, which I noticed is not active right now. I will changing my website URL. My work examples are provided in portfolio section of the website, which is on the sale right now. Let's discuss the task in more detail. I'm free right now, and I'm free right now, let's discuss it now. If it's not suitable for you right now, we can arrange a schedule. I seem like I'm in a hurry. And with this part I'm adding, like, in addition to the job task I can do this as well for your project, which usually works. If you have seen in my last proposal, it was also the same. I thought, in addition to that, I can help you with this. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. That's it. And then the conversations and everything. That were the examples of winning proposals from me. Do you have any questions? Can you write again right now? I didn't do that because, first of all, I have to go through lengthy project, like a lengthy thing of going through this checklist. It took us 40 minutes in the last video, so then it would take like another 20 to write that proposal. But you can actually see me writing it in the video that I shared here. Let me share it. Like, this is where I find a job. It's more than an hour, and write a proposal. Okay, sharing it as well here. It would be very interesting. I know it's very interesting in that video. Is it important to video call to every job? For me, I do it, but it's not important. Many clients actually ask you to talk through Upwork, but if you do a video call, it's more personal. You can talk about more. They can see you, and you can see that client. It helps, I believe, for you to stand out from the other developers, other freelancers. But if you are not comfortable, it's okay. You can just talk. Let's talk more about the project, or you can say something like, let's discuss it more in detail, instead of talking like, let's jump in a quick video call. Yeah, you can replace that part, and it works. Okay, I believe that was all for this session. It has been like 40 minutes. Okay, so see you in the next video, where we talk about scam jobs in the next week on Monday at 2 p.m. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you. Bye.